it's Laynie and welcome to the channel. If you're new, oh my goodness, a big happy welcome to you. If you're returning, thank you so stinking much. We're just gonna pretend that my bangs don't look crazy. I'm in this stage of banghood where I'm not sure I want to keep them, but I also still do enjoy having bangs. But since I'm on the fence, I don't want to cut them in case I want to grow them out. But then I'm like, what do I do in the meantime if they're growing out and then they're just like hanging in my eyeballs? I'm not a fan of that. That's where I'm at right now. That's why they look like this. How are you guys doing for real? I hope your Christmas was wonderful, warm, cozy, and lots of good food. I truly cannot believe the month of December is over. Honestly floored. I truly feel like this month has been about 3.5 days. Like, it's just flown by. It's been a blur. Has it been for you? Am I alone in this? I don't know. This month just went faster than ever. And I'm getting a really late start if the lighting looks weird. It's now almost 6 o'clock, so I'm way past my normal filming schedule, but I was like, I have to sit down and share with you what fragrances I picked up in the month of December. So if you want to hear what I reached for and also hear about the fragrances I got for Christmas, because of course I asked for fragrance, make sure you stick around, make sure you click that subscribe button, join the fam, you won't regret it, and now let's just get started. Okay. If my energy seems a little low, it's because it's evening and because I'm coming down with something. Me and the rest of the world, right? I feel like everybody I know has something going on and I've got a sore throat. Just gonna quickly run through what I picked for. I don't want to take up your entire day with this. Sometimes I get a little too long-winded. Picked up the Mimic 52, which is a dupe of Crybaby. I've never smelled the original, so I cannot compare. I will tell you, this one, I've had it for probably a year now, and it had to sit that long to really start to get good. It's getting good now. I find it lasts better. It stays definitely on my clothing longer. I really spray my fragrances on my clothes 99% of the time. One, I don't know, I convince myself it's a little healthier that I'm not spraying it directly on my skin. Two, honestly, things on my skin just don't last. Even if I hydrate, clothes it is for me. This is really nice. Now, this is for the person that doesn't want a powerhouse, because this is not a powerhouse. But if you like a little fruity, like there's some fruitiness in there, the strawberry. There is almost a creamy, but think like amber creamy. Not lactonic creamy, but more of like that ambery vanillic creamy you can get. And definitely spice. I get spice in there. I want to say ginger off the top of my head. I'm not sure. I'll put the actual notes on the screen for you. But I just get this kind of like warm, comfy, cozy, fruity, sweet, kind of delicious vibe from this, and I actually really do enjoy it. Again, have had to have it for quite a while for it to get better, and better it has gotten. Something I mixed together this month that I was like, oh, this is good, okay. For one, I'm already a huge fan of Ragba. There's something about this. I think this is a love it or a hate it. I hear people hate it. I love it personally. It is like a woody, fresh vanilla that's also very musky. Like, it's got this very airy effect to it, which I really like. I do not find this heavy at all. My mother-in-law has issues with fragrances. I have worn this around her and never heard a complaint. But I've heard with the oud being in there, some people don't love it. To me, I've smelled ouds I don't love. In here, I just get this really fresh, vanilla, musky sweetness. I really like this. Honestly, I would compare, they're not dupes, compare this to, if you like Kayali's Vanilla 28, you may enjoy this. This is a fresher version, a less sweet version, but there's something about it that I feel like they're in the same realm. Speaking of Kayali, I mixed it with sugared patchouli. No, Vanilla Royale sugared patchouli. Such a long name. Now this in here, this is like an oud that I could see some people not loving. We have Vanilla Surabsolute. I don't know what that is. Probably just a fancy way of saying intense vanilla. Golden rum. I get the booziness. Creme brulee. This is what I get in the dry down. I've got to let it sit on me for a bit, and then that creme brulee really comes out hard. Brown sugar, to me, that just kind of goes along with the creme brulee. Royal oud and sugared patchouli. I don't get a crazy patchouli in here. It is in here, but I don't get it crazy, even though it's in the title. But if you find this one a little too heavy, go in with this. They work really good together because they both have that sugary vanilla vibe. This is like a little fresher, so I just think they make a great little companion. For some reason, this one, when I smell it, is tickling the back of my throat today. I really do like this on its own, but I do think this is one that you should probably test before you buy because it is a little unique. It's not the usual very easy reach Kayali vibe. This is a little bit unique with that oud in there. Another dupe that I love. This is the Dua Priceless Princess. I'll let you guess. Killian's Princess. This is so good, and I have smelled the real thing. And yes, I would buy the real thing if I wasn't watching my P's and Q's in 2024. Okay, I've got goals. So I'm not gonna spend all my money on fragrance in 2024. If I wasn't on a budget, yes, I would get the real thing because it's not horrifically priced in the fragrance realm. But does this smell so dang close? Like very, very marshmallow, soft floral, maybe a little spice, and then some green tea. My tea has arrived.
You want those now?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
There you go.
I appreciate it. You're so kind. What's my girl doing?
Dumping water everywhere.
Oh, perfect. Love that. Toddlers. So this, if you want a toned down marshmallow, now hear me out, okay? It's a strong marshmallow still, but there's something about that matcha in there that gives it this little bit of earthiness, a little bit of freshness. I don't know, there's something about the combo that is stunning to me, and this, honestly, it smells like, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna say 98% like the real thing. Honestly, this might even be a little heavier in scent power than the real thing, okay? I will say, not all Duas are my favorite. So, there's that, but that one is good. Okay, something else I mixed together in the month of December. Clean Reserve Skin, Salty Praline, very musky, very your skin but better. Girl of Now, LA Saab. This is very sweet. Almond, I think almond blossom. Very syrupy sweet. Like, this is sweet, and I've had it in my collection for a while. You can see that color is getting dark. These two together are lovely because I don't know why. I have just found that for me, clean skin. Okay, I originally wore this back when they didn't have the Reserve line, or at least I didn't know about the Reserve line. In the little square bottles, I have trouble smelling this on me. When I had it before, I could smell it better. The original version. This one is a little faint on me. Like, I can get whiffs of it, but she's a little faint, I won't lie. These played really nice together because this really richens this up. Play beautifully together. If you find this one too heavy and you have it in your collection, I feel like so many of us have this in our collection, add some of this. It's just like a lovely, sweet, sort of sexy, but understated sexy, not in your face sexy, you know? And sometimes that's the vibe we're going for. Okay, I did reach for Pass the Swall this month. Now, I have smelled several BDKs at the shop in Miami that I'm blanking on the name now, but it was like my favorite experience ever. And I've heard that several of theirs don't last very long, and I do find that to be a problem with this one. This is Pass the Swall. I have heard the red one that I'm blanking on right now, Rouge Smoking, doesn't last very long. For being a pricey fragrance, I did get this on sale on Joma Shop. They had a big BDK sale, so I got this for a very discounted rate. It goes faint on me pretty quick, I can't lie. I really enjoy the fragrance. Gosh, these bangs though, for real. Back to Pass the Swall. In here, I get a lot of ginger, honestly, like zesty spice, like maybe some pink pepper or actual black pepper. Like, there's spice in here, but there's sweetness. I'm sure there's florals. I can't pinpoint what they are. It's a little syrupy, in fact. Okay, two that I really do enjoy, honestly. Chocolate Queen by Novitu, so good. I used to have Montal's Chocolate Greedy, sold it because it was very powdered cocoa to me, like powdered hot chocolate, and I don't love that vibe for a fragrance. But this is very syrupy, nutty Irish cream chocolate, and it's very creamy, almost lactonic. I think that's the Irish cream. Honestly, quite unisex. I could see either wearing this, and I think it works totally either direction. Like, if my husband wore this, I'd be like, you smell good. But on me, like, I also am like, I smell good. But there's definitely chocolate in here. Honestly, love, love, love this. Venom of Love. I also love this. I really want to try her new Lost in a Dream, one that has a croissant note. I am a croissant. addict. So you know I'm intrigued, but like I said, I'm not trying to spend all my money this coming year. It's almost 2024. But anyways, this is Venom of Love. This is a very chocolate cherry and spice. Honestly, it does really remind me a lot of Lost Cherry. I don't have Lost Cherry because the price is just stupid in my opinion, but I do have the alt version, which is fantastic and smells exactly like the real thing. I've smelled the real thing in store. The alt version, nailed it, okay? This is very, very similar. Like if you had Lost Cherry, you do not need this, but this has a creamy chocolate in there. Almost like a melted milk chocolate bar in with Lost Cherry. So if you know the Lost Cherry smell, imagine that with a melted Hershey's bar. This honestly is beautiful. It smells so good when you're wearing it. You feel kind of like bougie, a little sexy, a little festive as well. I could see this being unisex. I personally would not like it on my husband. The cherry note to me just is feminine. I think this is interesting because the initial blast is tart cherry and then the middle is more of a sweet cherry. And I think this one is cool because a lot of times in cherry fragrances, I feel like it's cherry or fruits in the opening and then by the middle the fruit is gone. This one, it sticks around. Really do enjoy this, honestly. The other day when I was getting ready for work, I asked my husband to come down and just pick something out for fun to switch it up so I didn't have to make a decision. He picked Ellis Brooklyn B. This is interesting. I love her and hate her all at the same time, honestly, just because it is honey. And I know that going into it, hello, look at the bottle, it's B, right? But it's almost like a boozy honey. I think there might be a booze note in here. It's boozy, okay? But it's very sweet and maybe a little soft spicy, like some cinnamon. Very gourmand, like realistic boozy honey. And since I told him he could pick anything he wanted, he picked this and I was like, but I feel like I need to add a little something in. So I then went in with Noir Distill, which is also boozy vanilla. This is honestly one of my favorites in my collection and it's so little and so affordable. I did feel like these two smelled really good together. This brought in a little extra vanilla creaminess to the very in-your-face honey. But truly, this thing wore off and the honey was sticking around, and I will say the longer I wore this into the night, the more I enjoyed it. Some things I just wore randomly, casually to grab and go or at the gym. Black Sugar by Coors. This was something I had my eye on for so long. It's one of those blind buys where you're like semi-disappointed. You're like, I don't hate you, but you're not everything I was hoping for. I think I got this last Black Friday. And in here there is lily, caramel, heliotrope, rose, black sugar, Brazilian rosewood, amber vanilla, tonka bean. So there's many notes in here that I really like, right up my alley. And the name Black Sugar, it's just different than I was expecting. I like powdery scents, like a powdered marshmallow vibe or like a powdered sugar vibe, but not really baby powder. As I wear it, a little bit more of the like vanilla tonka come out, but it's not my favorite. For me, this is definitely like grab for the gym, right? It's got a very fresh vibe because of that baby powdery type scent in there, but I can't say I'm in love with it. I definitely would not repurchase. It's one of those things I'm like trying to get myself to use so that I can get through it. I've made a pretty good dent because it's not real powerful. Fresh Creme got this on a major discount on when Ulta had it for like 20 bucks or something. And I do really like this. This is like an easy reach, like an easy grab. It's just like woody vanilla. Very simple, simplistic. Doesn't last super well. I think it's an EDT. I should try to put these together because I do feel like they would vibe. I feel like I just came up with something. So that would be a great way to use these. I do enjoy this though. Again, just easy reach. Something enjoyable you don't have to think about. And then also for the gym, I have tried Moschino Toy 2. This is a rose and bubblegum. I just got it for the bubblegum, and the bottle is like ridiculous and stupid and cute, okay? I am a sucker for a weird bottle. I love the bubblegum body spray from Bath & Body Works so much, and it's truly just that. It doesn't go into a rose or anything. That I feel like this was like not a necessity because it's so similar in the bubblegum effect. But then it goes into that rose where I'm just like, oh, I kind of wish it stayed bubblegum longer. I just feel like I could have just saved 40 bucks and just stuck with my Bath & Body Works body spray. But this is fun. It's not one that I'm willing to give up yet. It's a good gym scent for sure. The rose in here is very fresh. It's definitely a pink rose. A little bit of the green stem, but a lot of bubblegum in the opening. And as I'm smelling it now, I'm kind of like, oh, this one is not toying with my sinuses because there's like no spiciness in there. There's no zhuzh. it's just likable. Now let's talk about what I got for Christmas. Okay, Sphinx Creme de Pistache. First of all, I want to say the packaging is absolutely beautiful. I love the square bottle. It's unique. The cap goes with the name of the brand. Love that. The color of the bottle is gorgeous. In here, I believe it's like pistachio, ice cream, lemon, vanilla, cherry. There's just all kinds of stuff. Almond. And I do get a creamy almond citrusy vibe from it. I need to give it a very good wear. I will say on initial spray, I'm not sure it's my cup of tea. It's just not as sweet as I was hoping from the note. I'm a big sweets fan in my fragrances. Like if I'm gonna do a gourmand, I need a good bit of sugar in there. This is Laynie 18 Vanilla Nara. I have Oris 22. Now the thing is, like with a company like Sphinx or Letta, since they're niche small companies, you almost have no option but to blind buy unless you buy a decant off of someone else. So I did blind buy this, and I should have waited because I think they ended up having sales after Black Friday. I did most of my Christmas shopping for myself on Black Friday. Okay, this is like creamy vanilla, some soft spice, maybe some ginger, lots of vanilla. There is a buttery richness in here, and I find that also in Oris 22, so maybe that's like a thing for Letta's fragrance house. I really do enjoy it, but I did wear this one. I did wear it. It is pretty, but I found it not to be very powerful. Oris 22 or 22 Oris, that one like wears really well on me. It's not a knock your socks off so strong fragrance, but it lasts on me. This one, I felt like I was having to spray a lot to get much from it, so maybe I'll let her sit in my collection longer, see what happens. Speaking of vanilla, I will now go into something that I smelled in store that was one of those that like on a test strip I liked, and then I was like, I'm gonna just spray a little on my shoulder here at the mall and then walk around, and I kept getting whiffs throughout the day that I was like, oh my gosh, this is good. So I did get this. This is Boy Smells Vanilla Era. I can't tell you anything else about any of their other scents. I think they're like a very gender neutral house. So I'm gonna go on a limb and say a lot of their other fragrances probably wouldn't be my cup of tea. There's just something about her. Now the cap is kind of ridiculous, but I kind of love it at the same time because it's so goofy. But in here we have white tulip, black pepper, saffron, incense, cashmere wood, ISO-E super, which I do like that note. Here's a weird one, beetroot. I don't have that in anything else. Black amber, vanilla absolute, coffee absolute, and papyrus. Do I get a lot of those notes? Sort of. I can get a little black pepper. I don't think I'm getting the saffron. I definitely feel like I get incense. There's something sort of smoky in here. The wood, the ISO-E super, definitely get that. Beetroot, I don't think I necessarily get that, but there is a little something earthy in here. Black amber, definitely vanilla, very vanilla heavy. Coffee absolute, I don't get coffee, but this is like rich, decadent, syrupy, and then papyrus, and I do feel like I get that, but this is syrupy. Like, this is one that I could not overspray because I think it would make me actually nauseous. It is syrupy, it is decadent and rich, it is luxe, but there is something about this on the skin that is so mesmerizing. And I will tell you what it reminds me of. If you hate the smokiness of By the Fireplace, but that vanilla, that sweet, syrupy, rich vanilla that is in By the Fireplace draws you in, but that smoke turns you off, this is By the Fireplace without smoke. Like, no, they're not identical, but I will tell you what, they remind me so much of each other in that very rich vanilla without the seriously smoky By the Fireplace effect. It feels like a fragrance you have to swim through. That's how thick it is to me. And I'll tell you, I think another reason I was a little just like, darn, when I got my Vanilla Nara, I hope I'm saying that right, is these kind of remind me of each other. This is like the much tamed down watery version of this, because this is dense. This is not. There's something about them that does remind me of each other. My dad, per my request, got me this one because there was a crazy sale on at, I think, Macy's. And I used up my black opium that my husband bought me like 8 years ago. It took me that long. And I love it, but I was like, do I need it in my collection? Because The only problem I have with the original Black Opium is it can almost be a little scratchy. It's a little harsh. Just because it is like, there's something about the type of florals. I don't know if it's patchouli in there, the coffee. It's just on the right day, right mood, I can find it a bit scratchy. But there's also something so sexy about Black Opium. Truly like one of those catch people's attention, sexy vibe fragrances. Illicit Green has a fig note that brings out a little extra creaminess into Black Opium that I feel like is very much needed. So, very excited to have this back in my collection. Can't say it's something I'm going to wear all the time because I don't really get dressed up that often. This is not really a jeans and t-shirt fragrance to me, but I'm very excited to have it back in my collection and to have the Illicit Green version. Then the last fragrance I got for Christmas that I told myself I was going to set aside till my birthday, and then I was like, I can't wait that long, is the Novatus Kind Intentions. This was one of those that, my bangs are just driving me crazy, you guys. I'm so sorry that you have to stare at them. This is one of those that I bought a decant, I was smart, and on initial spray I was like, oh, I don't know. And even on the second day I was like, I don't know. But then as I worked my way through the decant and on the last wear, I sat down here and I was like, hold up. She's growing on me. I really like her. She's a little bit different. In here we have notes of Italian mandarin, iris, and Egyptian seaweed. That's the kind of weird vibe. White flowers, African olibanum, sandalwood, benzoin, Madagascar vanilla, moss, and Indonesian musk. I definitely get a citrusy, sunny opening. Definitely musk in here. There's a freshness in here that I think this is going to be great for those warm days. It kind of radiates off you in a sugary, vanillic, just soft cloud. This is not heavy. It's not syrupy. It's not dense. This is one of those that I think would be such an easy reach for somebody. Don't be scared by the seaweed. I think all it does is bring a little tiny tinge of greenness, maybe a little salt in there that tames the sweetness I'm getting from the vanilla. There is a freshness, like almost laundry fresh. Honestly, this is just like a happy, easy fragrance. I was very lucky. I actually found this on a really good deal on Mercari. But honestly, I really do enjoy this one. I will say I've been very impressed with the collabs with YouTubers. I think Novatus is going a good direction with that. Okay, so yes, that is what I reached for in December. That's what I got for Christmas. I said I didn't want this video to be too long, and now I feel like it's really long. So I'm gonna stop talking. Let me know what you guys picked up. I will tell you, I'm not gonna do a best of 2023 video because for me, 2023 was the year of exploring my collection. I can't say I picked up the same fragrances a lot. Like, I really tested and played throughout my collection. So I can't say I really stuck to like certain ones enough to be like, yep, this is the best ones of 2023. So maybe in 2024. Okay, that is all. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys in the new year. Stay well, stay blessed. Thank you for being here. I am so thankful for this community. And as always, please try to stay positive because at the end of the day, that is truly all we can try to do. Mwah. Bye-bye.